All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I got a lot of people just ready to go, ready to wait, ready to start. There's Diego here in hot and sweaty Florida, in the panhandle of Florida. It's 83 degrees, but at least my AC is working. But the hot lights are going to make me sweat. I got all these lights pointing at me, so it's going to make me sweat. Let me move this one over here. So, what is going on? RK1 visa. There we go. Is that a little better, guys? Make it a little more easier for you to chat with me. If I can get this camera to behave itself. So RK1 visa is in transit. Okay, it's been in transit, which means it's on its way. So it's got to clear customs. I wonder if my K1 visa is going to need a visa to enter Colombia. I'm just kidding. And I'm Adresa. Hi, Diego. What's going on? I'm Adresa. How are you? And don't forget, guys, when you say hi to me, let me know what country you're in, what state, where do you live, so I can answer your questions too. If you have a question about your embassy or about your visa or your spousal visa, your fiance visa, if you have a question, tell me which country, because every embassy has their own way of doing things. Some embassies want you to have the invoice number. Some embassies schedule the interview for you. Some embassies don't. Okay. Some embassies allow you to attend the visa interview. For example, in Bogota, Colombia, I can go to Karina's K1 visa interview. The scary immigration officer. But in Manila, Philippines, you can't. The sponsor's not allowed. We have a question, Lucia. Hello, Diego. I'm a Colombian. I am nervous. No, Lucia, calma, relaja. Lucia, calma, no miedo, por favor. The immigration, I don't know if you speak English. I have to respond in English, okay? But I understand what you're saying. You're saying you're a Colombian and you're nervous. But what are you nervous about? You enter October 5th. Your visa interview is October 5th. Where? In Bogota? Are you in Bogota? Where are you? Am I address? I'm still trying to get an appointment with Turkey. Yeah, Turkey, keep going. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep trying. You will get your visa interview in Ankara, Turkey. Okay? You'll get it. You just got to keep looking on the computer. You're refreshing every 24 hours. There you go. That's good. Let's see. Contain This has a question. Does anybody know the wait time for a CFO? A CFO is a debarkation or a leaving Philippines interview. Filipinos that are marrying Americans have to go in front of go to a class, a 4 or 5 hour class, in order to get permission to leave Philippines. That's the Philippine government. It's called a CFO. I don't know what the wait time is, but you got 6 months on your K1 visa. Your K1 visa is good for 6 months from the date of the medical exams started. So it gives you 6 months to get the CFO done. Whoop slap. Hey, Diego. From Whoop and Judith. Judith is making the 12-hour journey from Naga to Manila. Okay. For her interview. I'll keep you updated, my friend. Well, good. Let me know. Keep me up to date. That's a long journey. From Naga to Manila. Was that one plane? That's got to be what? You said it's a 12-hour journey? What is she? Is she catching the bus? Surely she can fly. There's no airplanes. John K. Hi, Diego. From San Francisco Bay area. My fiance resides in Cambodia. Chopper Harley also, his fiance is in Cambodia. Her appointment is on November 30th. Hopefully, the Phnom Penh embassy aren't sticklers. Well, every embassy is sticklers, okay? Every embassy officer is sticklers. But what they do is they look at your visa package. You sent a visa package to Texas, right? To Louisville. Then they send it to California, Texas, to the service center, wherever. Then the service center, they scan it and they send it to the National Visa Center. Whatever they can't scan, they mail. The National Visa Center gets it and they look through it to make sure there's no errors. If there's any discrepancies in the visa package, they send it back to USCIS. Okay, but 99% of the time, you guys know what you're doing. Your visa gets approved in the service center, goes to the National Visa Center, and then they ship it to the embassy, right? They send it to the embassy. Then you get a case number. Then you get in transit, and then you get a ready status. Okay, that's the process. But you guys got to relax. Okay, it's just a process, and so hang in there. Okay, Lucia, sí, you're in Bogotá. ¿Tú entiendes inglés? Oh, me alegra, Lucia, me alegra. Lo siento, pero yo necesito yo hablar en inglés, no en español. Karina no entiendes inglés también, pero necesito yo hablar en inglés. Lucia, hang in there, Lucia. I'm with you, okay? I'm going to help you through this. Yo ayuda. Sissy Cote TV, hello. The NVC is saying that they aren't sending cases to Monrovia. That's in Liberia, right? Liberia. Due to COVID. That's a lie. Disregard that. And the embassy is not processing K1 visas. Yes, they are. Okay. The NVC said the same thing about the embassy in Colombia. Okay. But the embassy in Colombia, in Bogotá, is not closed because of COVID. We live 20 minutes from the embassy. Well, Karina and I have an apartment in Bogotá. So Karina jumped on the bus and she went to the embassy and, hello, everybody, they're working. Okay, so I sent an email to the National Visa Center and said, hey, you got a communication problem. You're telling people the embassy's closed in Bogotá because of COVID, but it's not. Don't do that. My friends are in Washington. I have senators who are friends. I have a senator who wants to come to our wedding. So if you want to start sending out bogus emails, better make sure it's not to me, okay? Please don't believe what the NVC is telling you about the COVID in Monrovia. It's not true. Monrovia, Liberia are processing K1 visas. They're just busy. They're very, very busy, okay? Stay patient. You'll get your visa. Stay patient. Jacob, wow, early tonight. I had a lot of people waiting in the queue, Jacob. I set up the queue for the live stream to start at 7 p.m., but there were lots of people waiting. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. You have to wait for immigration, right? You wait for USCIS. You wait for the National Visa Center. You wait for the embassy. Well, you're not going to wait on me. I'm going to be there for you. If I see a lot of people in the queue, I'm going to go live. Let's see. Putherieth Chia. Hi, Diego. Greetings from Alabama. Okay, Alabama. You're north of me here in Florida. Fiancés in Phnom Penh. NVC is taking their sweet time with our case. Yeah, they took their sweet time with our case, too. I had to stick my, my foot in somebody's backside to get them moving. We're on the day 60. Day 60. Oh, you're still early. It took them 115 days for them to ship my case to Colombia. You're still early. It takes give them 90 days. I'm going to give them a break until 90 days. When the NVC, when you guys are at 90 days, you should be sending inquiries. Hey, get my visa shipped to the embassy. Let's see. Jacob, CFO has to be done after the interview. That's correct. The CFO in the Philippines has to be done after the K1 visa interview. You go to the K1 visa interview in Manila, you get the visa and your passport, your Filipino passport, then you go online, and I just made a video about it. Schedule your CFO interview. Guys, okay? Okay, in Filipino languages, this is what I will say. Mahirap ang buhay. But you got to keep pressing onwards, guys, to get to the United States. You can do this. Contain this. I want my Panay quick, but now I need to wait on CFO. Schedule it. Get online and schedule it. Monday through Thursday. You can schedule the CFO in the Philippines Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Filipino time. Okay? Let's see. Whoop Slap's talking to contain this. Yo te lo cuento. Yo, I am Yo te lo cuento. That's Spanish. I love your channel. My boyfriend and I received a K1 FTP. Good deal. September 26th. Okay. Its status is in transit. Ooh, it's an airplane. I'm so anxious with the next steps. I'm from Medellin. Ah, yeah, I thought you were writing Spanish there. Your handle for YouTube is IU and then Lo Cuento. I like that. Contain this is talking Jonathan Bolton. I'm assuming that if the government does the shutdown, we will put all of our cases on pause. Jonathan, the government has not shut down. Okay, they just voted and approved a 45-day continuance of the government operation. It goes to the Senate. The Senate obviously are going to approve it because Democrats and Republicans, the uniparty are working together. Okay, so the government hasn't shut down. But remember, we have a uniparty operating in Washington. Okay, what do I mean by a uniparty? That means we got a Republican and Democrat collaboration. Okay, they're working together. It's like WWF wrestling. You know, you ever watch a wrestling match? It's all fake, right? Somebody's already predetermined to win. That's the same with our government right now. Just my opinion. The government's not going to shut down. Everything's moving forward. Let me see. Contain this says, I heard you can do a CFO online. Where did you hear that from? Jonathan, relax on the government. It's not shutting down. Zoila Molina, Diego. My fiance can't do the medical because they're requesting the interview appointment, but they never received it. That says need packet 3. What do you recommend? Zoila, Diego, my fiance can't do the medical because they're requesting the interview appointment. You gotta do the medical exam. You said before the interview. You schedule the interview at the embassy, then you schedule your medical exam 2 weeks before the interview at the embassy. That's how it works. 2 weeks for the Philippines. Who needs packet 3? Who's asking for packet 3? Kaiser H. Hello, Diego. Do you know the meaning of administrative processing, which is 221G? Yes, I do. And what are some of the reasons one would get administrative processing for 221G? Okay, Kaiser H. Here are some reasons for a 221G administrative processing. Number 1. You didn't give your beneficiary your tax returns. So she goes to her visa interview with no I-134, no tax returns, no W-2, no 1099, no financial documents. You get a 221G administrative processing. That's an example right there. Hold on, I'm getting a quick live stream. I'll get back to you on that. Whoopslap is talking to Jacob. Contain this is talking about CFOs. April Flower. Hi, Diego. Is processing times increasing? It's getting faster. Processing times are getting faster. Yes. USCIS are getting faster. Sam Basilla. Hi, Diego. Can pregnancy impact K1 visa delivery after the interview? No, got nothing to do with it. K1 visa, if you get pregnant, immigration don't care. It doesn't affect your K1 visa at all. The only way being pregnant can affect your visa is if you're 9 months pregnant and just get your K1 visa, the airlines may not let you on the plane because you're about ready to give birth. Airplane companies don't want babies being born at 30,000 feet. So if you're pregnant and you're 8-9 months pregnant, when you get your K1 visa, you may have to wait and give birth to the baby in your home country before you can get a plane ride to the USA. Other than that, it won't affect the K1 visa, being pregnant. Jonathan, I hadn't heard that, but that's good news. Thanks, Diego. Jonathan, you're on the right channel. This is the place to be to get information to help you. The government just got funded today, 45 more days. Okay? 45 more days. And the Senate's got to approve it, which they will. And then in 45 days, they're going to repeat the process. But that's because we have a uniparty. And I guarantee you, the current leader of the Speaker of the House right now, Kevin McCarthy, his job is in grave jeopardy right now because he's not leading like he should. But let's get back to visas, okay? Let me see. Ingrid Ramirez. Hi, Diego. I got ready status this past Thursday from Santo Domingo. Okay, that's good. I thereafter filed the DS-160. That's right. Paid the fee, $265. Right. I tried to make an appointment, but it gave me the message. Your request. What is the message? They probably don't have any slots open right now. But you've paid the visa fee. You filled out the DS-160. You've done everything you're supposed to do. Print the confirmation page. Print the MOVE receipt. Now look for an interview date. When it gets freed up, you'll be able to get one, okay? All right? Jose Ramirez, so you got me, right? Relax. You're good. POV, hello, Diego from MA, Massachusetts, right? Massachusetts. Contain this is saying that the CFO website says there is two options, in person and online. There's the answer. Go in person, do it online, or go in person. I believe there are two offices for a CFO for Filipinos, Manila and Cebu. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me. You guys correct me, but I think that's right. Excuse me. Let's see. Ingrid, same situation. Jose, okay. Jonathan Bolton, when I put my I-130 petition in for my wife, it told me 10.5 is this estimated time. But I'm checking 10.5 and it's saying taking longer than expected. Ignore that. Don't even pay attention to that. Immigration, you're on a spousal visa, so you're going through a CR1 visa. Just don't pay attention to what the NVC says, okay? I don't believe half the things that they just told a young lady or a young gentleman that the embassy in Monrovia, Liberia is closed because of COVID. That's not true. That's not true. It's open. Let's see. Samba Silla, my fiance already did the interview this month, but the interview is in 3 months. Is that okay? My fiance already did the interview this month, but the interview is in 3 months. You only get one interview. You don't go to 2 interviews. So you either have the interview this month or in 3 months. You go to 1 interview, not 2. So I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. Jonathan, I'm currently visiting my wife and son in Liberia. Nice. Very nice. Now, when I'm in Colombia, Bogota, Colombia, I will set up the live stream from our apartment in Colombia. I'll make videos too. I'll make videos. I can do videos. I can still keep nothing's going to change when I get to Colombia, guys. And your anniversary and your son's 1-year birthday. Well, happy birthday, Jonathan Bolton, to your son, and my best wishes to your wife. Happy birthday. What's your son's name? We're all going to wish him happy birthday, okay? You're going to get a global birthday greeting because this channel is global. There's people from over 150 countries that watch this channel. And then maybe they're not live right now, but they'll watch the video in the rerun and they will see that your son's birthday was today. Let's see. Whoop Slap. Contain This is talking to Whoop Slap. Whoop Slap's talking to Contain This. Angel Tate is talking to Jonathan. USCIS is funded by us. We fund USCIS with our fees. That's correct. USCIS will not shut down. If the government closes, okay. If the U.S. government closes, USCIS continues to work because we fund them. Let's see. Johnson M. Happy Saturday, everyone. What Diego has been sharing for the last year on YouTube has happened to me. There you go. My fiance has a scheduled interview this November. There you go. Thank you, Diego. High five, Johnson M. Now I moved the camera from over here to over here. So I keep forgetting where you guys are. And then I see the camera and oh, you're over here. I gave you a different background, something different. Let's see. Tina My fiance has to travel to Cebu from Dumaguete. My friend lives in Dumaguete because there were no more online appointments for CFO. Okay, understand. San Basilio, sorry, Diego, she did the medical exam this month. Okay, and the interview is in 3 months. Is that okay? Perfectly fine. The medical exam is good for 6 months in the foreign country. In the foreign country, it's good for 6 months. In the USA, it's good for 2 years. But that's perfectly fine. Not a problem. So relax, San Basilio, okay? Just relax. Put your feet up. Put your feet up. Relax. Eat some popcorn. Let me see. Whoop slap. I heard Dumaguete is nice. Dumaguete is beautiful. Now, I've never been to the Philippines, but my friend married a Filipina. He's originally from Oklahoma, I believe. But he didn't want to go through this K1 visa, CR1 visa process. He thought it was a nightmare. So he married his Filipina bride, and he lives in Dumaguete. He has to renew his Filipino passport, renew. Every country's got its own immigration laws. But he lives in Dumaguete. He rented a big house, and he gets up in the morning and he goes swimming. I guess, I don't know what the ocean is that surrounds the Philippines, but that's where he swims. Let me see. Jose Ramirez. Santo Domingo, your request to schedule an appointment has been received and will be reviewed. Okay, so they're looking over your DS-160. They're checking it. They're making sure you're good. Okay? Don't worry. You'll get an interview there. You'll be fine. Relax. LK, I just found a slot and scheduled an interview for 2/2/24 after frequent check-in. High five, LK. Now you have a day. Don't change it. Stick to it. 2/2/24. So in 2024, Karina and I will be celebrating your visa interview from here in Florida. Karina will be sitting next to me. We're going to do the live stream together. After we get married, we're going to keep the live stream going. There's lots of people out there that don't know how to do this K1 visa thing. And I've got 8 years of experience. I've got 2 K1 visas approved, 1 K2 visa approved, and a K1, a CR1 and IR1 visa approved. So I'm not an immigration attorney, guys. I don't give you any legal advice, okay? I don't do that. But I got 8 years of experience. I've been through the mud and the thunderstorms, and I've been through the battles of immigration. I know how to do this process like the back of my hand. I could write the book for USCIS. So you're doing good, guys. You're getting your visa interview scheduled, and that's good news. Jonathan Bolton, your son's name is Kelly. Well, we're going to say happy birthday to Kelly, 1 year old, right, in Liberia, American citizen, born in Liberia, soon to be raised in the United States of America. Happy birthday, Kelly. Everybody, wish Kelly a happy birthday. Let's see. Thanks, Diego and everyone. I named him after my mom's family. Okay. There were not Kelly boys after my grandpa, so he's carrying it on. Works for everybody. That's good. Good idea. Good idea. Jacob, well, have a good night, Diego, and everyone. I hope you get all your questions answered. Jacob, you're quitting already? We just started. Come on, man. Don't be throwing in the towel. Well, you got to get up early tomorrow for work or something. Jacob, you have a lot of information from the Philippines, right? You could be given to the people who are trying to get visas from the Philippines, like the CFO information. Stick around and help them out. John K. Hi, Diego. I was on EDD in 2021, but my income was above the federal poverty guidelines in 2022. Should I be concerned for 2021's tax transcript? Don't worry. Here's the deal, John K. When you apply for the green card for your beneficiary, they're going to want to know 3 years worth of income. When you apply for the green card, you're going to fill out Form I-864, which is affidavit of support. You're going to have to list your 2022 income, your 2021 income, and your 2020 income. But you only have to provide one tax return, the 1040 or the tax transcript and the W-2s, okay? If your income was not sufficient in any of those 3 years, my recommendation is you get a joint sponsor for when you apply for the green card. Okay? Trust me on this. Okay? If your income is sufficient now, but it wasn't sufficient last year, get a joint sponsor, start looking, and save yourself a headache. Okay? Yo te lo cuento. A quick question. Muy rápido pregunta para mí. See? We read that in order to gather the documents to the interview, if you lived out your country for more than 6 months, you need records for the police certificate. I lived a year in New York in 2017. You lived in the United States for a year? You don't need a police certificate for the United States. If you're from Colombia and you lived and worked in Venezuela or Uruguay or Paraguay or Chile, Argentina, Panama, Central America, you got to get a police certificate from those countries. But if you lived in the United States, you don't. The FBI will track you. If you lived in New York in 2017, yo te lo cuento. If tú vivías en Nueva York, pero 217, no problem. MVC will do the police check, okay? And you're good. You're good. But if you lived in any other country besides the USA, you got to have police certificates, okay? Karina, she's from Caracas, Venezuela. My prometida, my beautiful prometida is from Caracas, Venezuela. Okay, she relocated to Colombia in 2018. Thank you. We thank the Colombian government for that gracious invitation to help her get out of communist Venezuela. She then had to get a police certificate from Venezuela, okay, which we have, and a police certificate from Colombia, which we got yesterday. I had her print it yesterday. She emailed it to me. Then I emailed it to the Spanish group, and they translated it for me that quick. So I got all her police certificates already good to go, translated into English already, ready to go, certified. So yo te lo cuento. If you lived in New York, you don't worry about the police certificate. Don't worry about it. But if you lived in any other country, you better get those police certificates, okay? Jose Ramirez, Diego, I want to know if anyone in the group is receiving this message from Santo Domingo. Yeah, guys, is anybody in here with a beneficiary in Santo Domingo? Help each other out, guys. Mohammed, hey, Diego, I got my NOA1 November 2022. I heard that the officer in Casablanca doesn't take more evidence at the interview. Do you know how I can send them now? Well, if the embassy officer won't take it, that's the only place you can give it, is at the embassy interview. That's it. You can't mail it to USCIS or just throw it in the trash. They don't have time. If you send in your K-1 visa package and it's not strong, or I'm not saying yours isn't strong, but if you forgot stuff, you got to hang it up. You got to wait for USCIS to either ask for it, or they will say everything's sufficient, and then they'll send it to the embassy, who then send it to the embassy. I can't control the embassy in Casablanca, Morocco. They're getting a bad rap right now. They're not treating people, apparently, kindly. There's nothing you can do. Okay? Let's see here. Rules full circle. Hi, Diego. When sending K-1 visa packet, do you advise to include Form I-134 together with proof of financial viability? I do, yes. I did. Is it required? No. It's not required for the initial submission. But I included it because it helps strengthen your visa. If immigration are looking at your visa package and they're not quite sure if you're going to qualify or not over financial stuff, if you include the I-134, they can see you do. Right? They can see you qualify. Include your tax return, your W-2, your 1099, get a letter from your boss, include that. I did. Was it required? No. But guess what? Karina's visa got approved. Boom. No problems. Include it. You're paying for this visa. You wrote a check to USCIS. It is your visa package. You're paying for it. They're working for you. Include that in the visa package. It only helps. It's not going to hurt. Okay, what's the worst thing they can do? Complain because they got more stuff to scan? No, so include it. Jacob, LOL. I guess I'll stick around. Jacob, glad to hear it, and stick around and help your fellow sponsors with their beneficiaries in the Philippines. Help them with their questions. Full circle, Diego, you were to give us IRS contact number to ask for tax transcripts. Okay. All right. Now, full circle, do you have a pen? Do you have a pen? Full circle, do you have a pen? Because you're going to need a pen to write down this phone number so that you can call the IRS, okay, and get the tax transcripts. Do you have a pen? Oh, I'm calling them by accident. I don't want to do that. I was actually calling the IRS right here. That wouldn't be good, would it? They're closed anyway. Okay, are you ready with a pen? Okay, so full circle. This is the phone number to the IRS, so you can call and get the tax transcripts mailed to your house. It's 1-800-829-1040. Okay, so it's 800-829-1040. 1-800-829-1040. Got it? Full circle? You got it? Call that number. You can call them now if you want to, and ask for your tax transcripts. They'll mail them to you in about 5 to 10 days. Let me see. Hang a horn. My fiance interview is in November. Okay. Who do I call for new address change? NVC, USCIS, or the embassy? So let me ask you this. Your interview is in November. Where's your visa? Where is it? Is it at the NVC or is it at the embassy? Where's your visa at? Did you get a ready status? You must have, right? If you have an interview in November, so your visa is at the embassy, right? Correct? But they don't, when you fill out the I-134, okay, that's when you change your address on the I-134. So if you change your address, you don't notify USCIS, they don't care. Your visa is no longer there in their hands. You don't contact the MVC, they don't care. The visa's at the embassy. So you can't contact either one of those places because they won't know what you're talking about. They'll say, we have no record of you here. Your visa's at the embassy. So when you fill out the I-134, okay, put your new address on the I-134. Then you turn that in to the immigration officer, who your beneficiary does. Then they know your new address. Then when you adjust the status for the green card, you put your new address on the I-865 paperwork. Tina, Diego, what is your advice before preparing for the adjustment of status after getting married? Or even if my fiance arrives in the U.S. Well, he better arrive in the U.S. That's how you guys are going to get married, right? If you're preparing for adjustment of status when you get married, you make sure you include in the adjustment of status paperwork your medical exam in a sealed envelope, your vaccination documents, your I-94 form, your tax returns, your last tax return, your last W-2, your tax transcript, all the evidence that you guys got married, the marriage certificate, the wedding photos, the honeymoon pictures. Put your beneficiary on all the bills. Okay, the phone bill, the electric bill. Get them a credit card. Piggyback off your credit card. You got to put his or her name on everything before you file the paperwork. Your rent, if you're renting a house, or if you're renting a townhouse, or whatever. If you own a house, if you live in an apartment, your beneficiary you have to prove to immigration that your new husband or wife lives in that apartment with you, or house, or whatever, or a tent, whatever it is. You got to prove it. How do you do that? Utility bills. When Karina gets to Florida, I'm putting her name on everything. The light bill, the trash bill, the water bill, the gas bill. Okay? The house. She's going to be my wife, right? She'll be my wife. What's mine's hers, you know? So her name's going on the house. everything. Make sure when you submit your green card application that you put together a strong package of proof of your marriage and your relationship. Put in like 50 pictures, 50 pictures, 20 from the wedding, 20 from the honeymoon, 30 from whatever you can do. Let me see. Mickey Chihuahua. Hey, that's a nice name. Mickey Chihuahua. What a cute name. Now, Chihuahua, that's a city or town in Mexico, right? Hello, Diego, reporting from Manila. Okay. Manila, my K1 visa was issued this week. Wow, congratulations. CFO certificate next day because I did my face-to-face CFO interview after my SLEC medical and prior to my US visa interview. There you go. Well, Mickey Chihuahua, you have given lots of people lots of information they need to help them with their visa process in the Philippines, right? Ingrid Rogers, yes. Jose Ramirez, I received the same message. We paid the visa fee. Yeah, you just got, now that what they're doing in Dominican Republic, if you've paid the visa fee, submitted the DS-160, what they're doing is they're reviewing the DS-160. That's what they're doing, okay? Francois Livingston, bonjour, Francois, comment ça va? Francois says, good evening, Diego and Karina. Well, hi, Francois. Sissy Kotaf TV, what should I do since the MVC is implying that the embassy in Liberia isn't processing K1 visas due to COVID? Okay, the embassy in Liberia is not closed because of COVID. That is not true. You got to trust me. You got to believe me. The embassy is open. The embassy is processing K1 visas. They are busy. Apparently, September they were busy. You just gotta wait, and when they get unbusy, they will schedule, or you will schedule your visa appointment there. Okay, they are not closed. Okay, you gotta trust me. You gotta believe me. Okay, they're open. So you ask me, what do? You wait for the embassy to get unbusy, and then you schedule your interview. You keep trying, right? You keep looking. Don't pay any attention to the MVC telling you it's closed because of COVID. It's not true. Okay, full circle. You got that information for the IRS. Good deal. Chloe, so in Lagos, Nigeria, do they really expire the DS-160 and the medical and K1 visa? Okay. The DS-160 is good for a year from when you submit it. The K1 visa is good for 6 months from when you receive it. The medical exam is good for 6 months from when you receive it. So, you submit the DS-160, it's good for 12 months from the day you printed the confirmation page, right? Then you get your medical exam done, it's good for 6 months from the date you had your medical exam. You get your K1 visa. Your K1 visa is good for 6 months from the date of the medical exam. Okay? So, can K1 visas expire after you get them in your passport? Absolutely. They expire after 6 months. Jose Ramirez is talking to Ingrid. Full circle. How does one check to get the ready status? Go into the SIAC account. The immigration, they sent you an email. Okay? They sent you an email telling you what's going on with your visa. That says, go into this link right here or this link right here. Read the email again, the FTP1 letter, and follow the directions. But SIAC is where you can check also. Contain this says you can't do a CFO until you do the interview. Teshlin's World. Hey, good night. What's going on, Teshlin's World? How are you? Kaiser H. Diego, despite giving all the required documents at the time of K1 visa interview, the visa officer still gives you an AP 221G and tells you I don't need any more documents from you and gives no reason. Not at the embassy in Bogota, they don't, but whatever, maybe at this embassy. Don't worry about it. A 221G also means that your visa is being processed. Okay? It's been approved. It's getting processed. You turn in your passport. Turn it in. Give your passport to the immigration officer, and they'll put your visa in it. Full circle. Once married and have social security number, can the beneficiary do these minimum wage casual informal jobs? When can they work legally or go to college? Sure. Once you get a green card or an EAD, which is an employment authorization document, you can work. You can go flip hamburgers at McDonald's. You can go lay gas lines. You can climb communication towers. You can go put tiles on roofs. You can be a doctor, an engineer, a pilot. You can do whatever you want in America. This is a place of freedom. If you want to do menial jobs, knock yourself out. Whatever you want to do, start your own business. Become an entrepreneur. Start your own business. Be a millionaire in 3 years. Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger from Austria? He came to the United States on a visa from Joe Weider. Joe Weider got him a visa to work in the United States because he was a bodybuilder. Within 3 years, Arnold Schwarzenegger had started his own construction company and was a multimillionaire. I think he was like 24 years old. He was a millionaire. He started a construction company in Venice, California. You can do it. Come over here, start a business. Do whatever you want. Let's see. Tina is talking to Contain This. We got a conversation going between Tina and Contain This. That's good. LK, and can it be renewed if it expires? No. Once you get your K1 visa and your passport, it's good for 6 months. If you don't use it in 6 months, it cannot be renewed. It will be terminated. And then guess what? You're going to have to repeat the process all over again. You're going to have to resubmit the K1 visa, redo the I-129F, resubmit it to the lockbox in Dallas, pay the visa fee over, wait another 1.5 years. So when you get your K1 visa, use it so you don't lose it. Let's see. Oluwaseyan, I didn't receive an MVC invoice ID number. Don't worry about it. And my fiance already attended the interview. There you go. But was given a 221G to submit some document online. What was the document? What was it? What was it? Do I just submit it to the what? To the GAP? What's a gas? If your beneficiary went to her visa interview and was missing a document, they will ask you for it. They're not going to deny the visa. They'll just put her on a 221G hold until they get the document. When they get the document, then they'll give you the visa. Why not just take it to the embassy? She could just take it to the embassy and turn it in that way, or mail it to the embassy, although that's probably not a good idea. Follow the directions of the embassy. Christopher Brown, is a 221G similar to an RFE, but at the embassy level? That's correct. That's exactly right. Kaiser H. Diego, the visa officer at the U.S. consulate returned the passport without any reasons whatsoever, despite having all the required documents with no apparent response. So what happens next? So you went to a visa interview at the embassy and they returned the passport back to your beneficiary without a visa? And they got to give a reason. What happened? Are they sending it back to USCIS? What did the embassy say? What happened at the interview? Full circle. If we sign a prenuptial upon getting married, will it be interpreted negatively when applying for a green card or citizenship? No, nothing wrong with that. Americans do it all the time. Randall Wheat, 15 September, we received MVC letter stating case would now be transferred to Manila. Okay. On September 27th, received email stating our case was now ready to schedule an interview. Thanks for all that you do. Randall Wheat, no problem. Glad to hear it. Good news. Congratulations. The process isn't that bad. You just got to know how to do it. And then Alu Renlecki was asked to submit it to the GGS at the DHL office in Lagos. Okay. To do what the immigration tells you to do. Just follow their rules, follow their directions. Then you'll get the visa. You just got to follow what they tell you to do. Curly Locks. Hey, I like that name. That's an interesting name for YouTube. Curly Locks. Hi, Diego from USA. Hiya, Curly Locks. And where are you in the United States? Which state are you in? Where are you from? Don't have to say the town. Which state? Guys, we're getting, yeah. Randall, thanks. Super chat from Randall. Thank you, Randall. Oh, camera's over here. The camera's been over here for a year. Now it's over here, and I'm confused. High five to Randall. Thank you for that super chat. Appreciate that. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'll go buy some Mountain Dew tomorrow at Walmart, probably early in the morning when it's not busy. Now, Walmart gets pretty busy in this town anyway. There's so many people moving here. There's people moving here from California, from New York, from Vermont, from Washington State. They're moving here because it's low taxes and there's more freedom here. So they're getting out of California and New York and coming here. Full circle. So we'll have to apply for EAD for beneficiary work. Yes. It's called an employment authorization document. You apply for it with your adjustment of status paperwork with the green card. There's no cost for that. It's free. Okay, something that's free. Okay, then you get the EAD. You can get a work permit. But my recommendation is just wait for the green card. Just wait for the green card, guys. Intrinsic. Hello, sir. Why haven't I gotten my appointment letter yet after my case shows ready at the NVC since September 14th? Well, if it shows ready, that means it's at the embassy, not at the NVC. So you need to be emailing the embassy for asking them for directions. What do I do? Say, hey, dear Mr. Embassy, dear consular officer, thank you for all your hard work. Say that. This is my beneficiary's case number. This is her date of birth. This is her passport number. This is her name. And help me out. Tell them you need help processing your visa. And then they will help you, Intrinsic. Kaiser H. Diego, they just gave my beneficiary administrative processing despite having all the required documents and gave no reason. So I'm confused about that. And the Kaiser H, and they gave her back her passport, right? They gave her back her passport. So they're not processing the K1. So what happened? They got to give a reason. Did they say they're sending the visa package back to USCIS? What happened? Immigration have to give a reason. Okay, they got to tell you. They just don't tell you. They just don't say, "Oh, by the way, here's your passport. We're doing a 221G." They got it. What did the 221G letter say? What did the letter say? Contain this is talking to Mickey. Full circle. Our K1 Wikipedia. Gracias. De nada. The K1 Wikipedia. Diego, the K1 Wikipedia. I'm here to help you guys, all right? I'm going to get you through this terrible process. I know it's no fun. Kaiser H, I need more information. Okay? Your beneficiary went to the visa interview. They didn't take her passport. There's something wrong with the visa. What's wrong with the visa package you submitted? Are they sending it back to USCIS? You got to find out. Let me know. Kaiser H, yeah, they gave my beneficiary her passport and told her to wait. Okay, so they didn't deny her visa. They gave her back the passport and they told her to wait. So they're doing a security check on your K1 visa package. They're doing a security check. What country are we talking about here? I can't remember, Kaiser. I'm sorry. What country? Curly Locks, Diego, the embassy in Saudi Arabia. Ah, Saudi Arabia, our beautiful friends in Saudi Arabia. We send you our respects. We got the NBC welcome letter. It's in ready status. Okay. We just submitted the DS-160 paperwork. How does he know what medical hospital to go to for vaccines? Well, you should be. What I would do is Google civil surgeons Saudi Arabia. Okay, Google civil surgeons for Saudi Arabia, or Google State Department civil surgeons Saudi Arabia, and that will bring you to links to find who is authorized to give medical exams in Saudi Arabia. Where's the embassy? In Riyadh, right? I think it's in Riyadh. Beautiful Riyadh. Our friends in Riyadh. And Kaiser, my beneficiary, is in Mumbai, India. Okay, so they're doing a security check. That's all. Just wait. They didn't deny anything. They want to do more. They want to do more investigation on your K1 visa package. That's all. Don't worry about it. Same thing happened to the young lady from Iran. Okay, they put her in 221G administrative hold. She's texting me in asking me what to do. I said, relax. You're Iranian. You're from Iran. They're doing checks on you. You'll get your visa. Give it 3 or 4 days, and within 3 days, she had her K1 visa. She's probably in the United States right now. Let me see. Nelson Gooden. Good news from Las Cruces, New Mexico. I've been to Las Cruces, New Mexico. The Organ Mountains are there. My fiance got her medical exam completed in Rio de Janeiro. Good deal. Had to do labs and chest x-rays 4 days before. She and her son only needed x-rays. Well, congratulations. And I love Las Cruces. Okay, there's some great green chili there. There's some I don't care for your governor, the governor of New Mexico. Okay, she's got problems. She's got issues. Okay, with the Constitution, our Constitution. But other than that, Las Cruces, the people, we love you guys. And there's some fantastic restaurants, some Mexican restaurants in Las Cruces that I like to go to when I was there. The green chili is fantastic. But you got to get a new governor. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Las Cruces. Congratulations, Nelson, on your beneficiary. Antonio Clark. Hello, sir. Can I schedule the interview without the welcome letter? Go ahead. I have my ready status. Go ahead. Schedule it. Do it. You can do it. Get it done. Forget the welcome letter. Nelson, she said lab and doctor's office were nice and quite orderly. That's good. Jacob, I thought you were tired and had to go to bed, Jacob. You're still online. Good. I'm glad to see you. Mickey, the Philippine government changed CFO mid-September that you can only schedule CFO after you had your interview. Here we go. The more governments try to help people, the more they create problems for people, right? Don't you agree? Nelson, next step, scary visa interview. To make it extra scary, we are going October 31. Halloween. Okay, fantastic. Now, check your beneficiary's passport. Okay, she's got to have at least 8 months time left on her passport for the embassy in Rio de Janeiro. Don't forget, you got to go to the embassy webpage in Rio de Janeiro and print that singleness letter. Okay, she has to sign the letter of singleness in front of the immigration officer. And this is only for Rio de Janeiro. Jason Mabry. Hello, Diego. I read December 2022 filers might hear from USCIS as early as late October. Any truth to this? Absolutely right. You're correct. That is true. Valiant Thor watching from Los Alamos Laboratories, isotope production facility. Now, Valiant Thor, you are in Los Alamos. That is a top secret lab. Okay? It's top secret. So you can't tell anybody what you're doing there. All right? Los Alamos, you're about 8,000 feet above sea level. You're what? North of, where is it? Where's Los Alamos? That's north of Santa Fe, right? That's further north than Santa Fe. But I've been to Los Alamos, okay? I could hardly breathe. It was just as bad as being in Bogota, Colombia, as being in Los Alamos. The altitude was so high. I'm surprised my government vehicle would crank. But Los Alamos is a very quiet little town, and what you do there is top secret. And we thank you for your service to our country, our valiant Thor. Thank you for your service. Let me see. Yeah, I remember in Los Alamos. I was eating in a McDonald's, I believe, in Los Alamos in the town, and I was eating in this McDonald's. I think it was a McDonald's, and somebody told me below my feet were tunnels. There were top secret tunnels. I said, well, they can't be top secret if you're a McDonald's hamburger flipper and you're telling me they're here. So what's secret about it? But there you go. That's Los Alamos. And I want to give a shout out to all the employees at Los Alamos National Laboratories. You guys are keeping our country secure. Thank you. Jacob, Colorado green chili is better. Colorado green chili is better than what? New Mexico green chili? You think so? You think Colorado green chili is better than New Mexico green chili? We're going to have a chili cook-off. We're going to have a Colorado v. New Mexico chili cook-off. Christopher Stout, it's at 16 months. It's decreasing. That's right, Christopher. It's in the minus. Jacob didn't go to bed, went and made steaks. Well, you made steaks and watched the show. Eat the steaks and watch the show and put something in here where people can help, where you can help somebody. Valiant Thor, you're on it, doggone it. Valiant Thor. I know Los Alamos very well, okay? Thank you for your service and what you guys do there. We appreciate you keeping us safe. Cool terrain. Hi, Diego. My fiance is from and in Belarus. Belarus, okay. Our application is approved. High five. Received by NVC and going to Warsaw, Poland. You have to. See, Belarus took the side of Russia, the Russian Federation, okay? The Russian Federation invaded Ukraine. Now, that wasn't very nice, was it? So Belarus is a friend of Russia. So the Russians and the Belarusians made the U.S. Embassy, the American government, angry for their support of the invasion of Ukraine. So now you have to go to Warsaw, Poland for your beneficiary's visa interview. Governments are problems everywhere, aren't they, my friend? Greg Lamping, what a super chat. Fantastic. Thank you, Greg. Number one, awesome super chat, Greg. Much appreciated. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys. Ladies, too. So the question from Couturin is, yeah, you're going to go to Warsaw, Poland. How should she get Polish visa to make interview in Poland from Belarus? She needs to get a Schengen visa. Couturin. Your beneficiary needs a Schengen visa to leave Belarus and to enter Poland, okay? So what I recommend you do is Google, your beneficiary needs to Google Schengen visas. How to get a Schengen visa. She might be able to get it through Malta, because Malta is a part of the EU. And now I got people texting me on the phone here. So Google Schengen visas, because she's going to need a Schengen visa to enter Poland. Okay, there's ways to get them. You need to start applying for that now. Get it done now. Okay, Google Schengen visa Malta. Maybe she can get it through Malta. Maybe you're going to have to fly her from Belarus to Malta, and then Malta to Poland. Okay, but Belarus and Russia, they kind of joined together and threatened Ukraine. So it's causing problems with the U.S. government, which is causing a backlash on you guys. So now your beneficiary can't go to Moscow or to Belarus. She has to go to Poland. And then Greg Lamping, thank you so much for your assistance and dedicated service. Greg, thank you for your super chat. Not a problem, okay? I'm here for you guys. I've helped people from every country, I guess, pretty much. And it's good to help people. So, coup de rein, Schengen visa, gotta have it. Okay, Google Schengen visa. Christopher Stout, things are moving much faster. Yeah, keep me in mind. Please don't contact USCIS unless it is needed. Don't contact USCIS, guys. Leave them alone. When I put this channel together, I've got people to stop continually calling USCIS or sending them inquiries. What did that do? It means that they're spending less time responding to inquiries and more time processing visas, which is speeding up the process. So I'm taking a little bit of credit for the speeding up of the process because I'm trying to guide you guys to help you understand that we don't want them responding to inquiries. Where's my visa? What's the status of my visa? No, we want them. Here's your visa. Boom. Here's your visa. Here's your visa. Jason Mabry, as a Texan, I have to give my vote as Texas has the best chili and Mexican food. All right, Jason. So we got competition between Texas, Colorado, and New Mexico. I like that. This is good. Nelson, Colorado is envious of our Hatch green chili. I agree. Hatch green chili, I love it. New Mexico, and Blake's. I believe in New Mexico there's a restaurant called Blake's Burgers, and they have good green chili also. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks from New Mexico, but I believe it's called Blake's. Coup de rein, how should she get a Polish visa? It's not a Polish visa. It's a Schengen visa. It's a visa to travel freely through the European Union. Okay, the EU. It's an EU visa. How should she get a Polish visa? She has to Google it. How do you get a K1 visa? You know the process, right? To get a K1 visa, right? To get a Schengen visa, Google visa for Poland. Google Schengen visa. You gotta do your research. It's not hard to get a Schengen visa. I believe she can get it through Malta because that's a member of the EU. That may be the quickest route is to go through Malta to get it. Okay, Code to Ring, got it. We'll get working on that. Thank you, Diego. Schengen visa will be our way. Schengen visa, you got it. I helped you. I've given you the information on what to do. Now you've got to do it. Okay, you got it. Let's see. AK-47 hotshot. Diego, my soon-to-be wife passed her visa interview in Bogota. Whoa! High five, my friend. She's coming here Wednesday, Miércoles, to Prometida Celia, Colombia. Miércoles, see? On Wednesday. That's good. There was about 7 questions. When she plans to marry, where we met, do I speak Spanish? Aha! Now, I told you they were going to ask that question, right? At the embassy in Bogota. I said that. You asked me, what questions will they ask my fiancé? I said, they're going to ask you, how do you communicate? How do you speak to each other? Right? Remember? Does she speak English? No. So if Karina gets those same questions, Karina, do you speak English? No. How do you communicate with Diego? Can he speak Spanish? Yeah, he speaks Spanish. Okay. What else did they ask? When do you plan to marry? We're going to get married on Navarre Beach, and Captain Bill is our wedding officiant. Where did we meet? Well, we met first online, and then we met in Bogota. Let me see. Yeah, that's great, AK-47. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that the process is just about done. Now you got to focus on adjusting the status for green card and getting married within 90 days. Okay, you got to get married in 90 days. Christopher Stout, I'm a November 2022 filer. They completed 342 cases there on November, but they got to finish October. Yeah, Christopher, don't worry about anybody else's K1 visa but your own. Okay? When I submitted my K1 visa for my beautiful Karina, I didn't pay attention to anybody else's visa, whether they got before me or after me. I focused on my visa because everybody's K1 visa is different. Everybody's K1 visa is like DNA, okay? Just think of a K1 visa as your DNA. They're all different. Some visas take longer to process than other visas. The range number and all that, and the receipt number and the whatever. Don't pay attention to it. It's irrelevant. Immigration are going to process your visa in their sweet time based on how well you put your visa package together and how much information is contained in it. Okay? Some are quicker than others. But congratulations, AK-47, on your Bogota visa interview. Success. Contain This is talking to Jacob. Jacob, I'm glad you didn't go to bed. Contain This has got questions, okay? Jacob Myers, the government required confirmation from your interview. Jason Mabry, look at you. Wow, thank you. High five, Jason. Thank you for that super chat. Mountain Dew Fund. And a little thank you. It definitely goes in the Mountain Dew Fund. Because I talk a lot. And it's hot. But the climate, the weather's getting cooler and cooler. Okay? As we get closer to October, which is tomorrow, or actually in what, about 5 hours? Thank you, Jason, for that super chat. I appreciate that. But the most important thing about this channel is that you guys learn something, is you learn new things. Each time I come on here, please learn something new to help you get your visa. You got to learn new stuff, okay? And I'm here to help you. Let me see. Nelson Gooden, Blake Slaughterburger. Hey, I got a good memory. A great green chili cheeseburger. Yes, I remember the green chili cheeseburger. But it's completely different dish, so comparing two different things. Yeah, you're right. They're different dishes. But I remember Blake Slaughterburger when I used to live in New Mexico. I lived in Albuquerque. Kinza Zane. Hi. Hey, Kinza. What's going on, Kinza? Where are you? What country are you in? Christopher. Okay. I am being patient, and I'm leaving them USCIS folks alone. Good. Good job, Christopher Stout. Leave immigration alone. Just ignore them. You're going to get your K1 visa. Okay? Don't worry. You're going to get it. You qualify for the benefit. You'll get it. Just relax. Tesha Sweeney Mumadi. Still no slots for interview in Mumbai, in India. It's been 30 days. Keep looking. Keep looking. Kinza Zane, I have a question. Yo tengo una pregunta. My status is ready, but I'm just wondering, do I fill out DS-160 or DS-260? Help me. Help me. Okay. Let me help you. You're going through a K1 visa. Okay? A K1 visa is a fiance visa. A fiance visa is DS-160. Immigration is going to tell you to fill out a DS-260. Just ignore that. It's not correct. They assume you're filing a spousal visa. Disregard it. When your visa gets to the MVC will send you a letter saying fill out the DS-260, well, upload your documents, blah, blah, blah. Disregard all that. You're in a K1 visa. You fill out a DS-260 when you get the ready status at the embassy, and you do not upload any documents to the National Visa Center unless you're in a marriage visa. Okay? K1 visas do not upload anything to the MVC, and you fill out the DS-160. Yeah, MVC sent you instructions to pay for a DS-260. Take that and put it through the shredder, okay? Run it through your shredder machine at your house. It's not correct. They just assume you're in a CR1. You're in a K1. Fill out the DS-160 when you get the ready status from the embassy. When you're in a K1 visa process, guys, the MVC, all they do is they do a security check on you, the sponsor, and the beneficiary. That's where they do the security check, the FBI check. Okay? Then they assign a case number. Then they call the embassy. Hola, senor. They ask questions. Tu ocupado. Are you busy at the embassy? They'll ask the embassy, are you busy? Can you take K1 visas? If they're not busy, they'll say sure. Then you get a case number, and the embassy mails your visa to the embassy. Okay, that's K1. If you're on a spousal visa, if you're on a marriage visa, once your visa gets to the MVC, then you got to fill out the DS-260. Then you got to wait for the MVC to documentarily qualify you for the visa. Then you got to upload passport pictures, birth certificates, translations, blah, 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 blah. It's a nightmare. K1 is so much easier, guys. So, Kinza Zhang, you will fill out the DS-160 once it gets to the embassy. Do not pay any attention to the MVC directions, okay? Please. Teja Sweeney said payment of visa fee expires on September 30th. Well, that's when they start the new calendar year. October 1 is when they start their new calendar year, okay? But, you know, if you are waiting for a K1 visa, if you've paid your visa fee, it's not going to expire. It's not going to. If, you know, what you need to do is send an email to the embassy, send them an email and say, hey, better make sure my visa doesn't expire. Make sure my DS-160 and my visa fee, I'm not saying you're not going to pay for another one, okay? You got to email the embassy and check in with them. Maintain continuity, maintain activity on your visa process. Teja Sweeney, you missed my messages. It says, you said there's still no slots for an interview. I said, you got to keep trying. Louis Stop 17. Hey, Diego, my fiance is pregnant now. Congratulations. Does that change anything as I'm in the process? Doesn't change a thing. Just means you're going to have a new baby. Doesn't change the visa process. Doesn't affect your visa at all. Okay? Your fiance will get her K1 visa, but you got a baby. My recommendation is that the only problem that could arise could be if your fiance is 8 or 9 months pregnant when the K1 visa is put in her passport. Then the airlines may not let her fly, okay, because of how far along she is with the pregnancy. It's not going to block your visa, though. Okay. Teja Sweeney, still no slots for the interview in Mumbai. I said to keep trying. I understand the embassy and the consulate is busy. You got to keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. You can't, it's not like a magic wand, okay? You got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you find an open slot. People every day are getting K1 visas in Mumbai. They keep trying, okay? Maj D. Assis. Hello, Diego. For I-134, I can't put house mortgage as an asset, right? Not the mortgage, no. Also, if I only have one car, can't use the car. If you only have one car, you cannot use the car. Even if it's fully paid for, no. Okay, here's what you do for your assets. If you have a $400,000 house and you owe $200,000 on the house, right? Your equity is $200,000. You take your $400,000 house, get it appraised, go on Zillow.com, get the value, take the mortgage that you owe, how much do you owe on the house, subtract that from the value of your house. So if you got a $400,000 house, you owe $200,000, you can use $200,000 as assets on your I-134. If you have 2 cars or 3 cars or 4 cars, you can use 2 cars, 3 cars, or 4 cars. If you have 1 car, that's paid for. If you have a Rolls Royce, that's worth $250,000 and it's paid for, you cannot use it on the I-134. If you have 2 Rolls Royces, you can use one of those 2 Rolls Royces as assets, or 2 Ferraris, or Porsches, or Chevy Malibus, or Land Rovers. You can only use 1 car out of the 2. You cannot, if you only have 1 car, you cannot use it in your assets. Let's see here. Denise, Madge Diasis, did that answer your question? You got it, right? Denise Jefferson, Diego, I can't believe that people are given bad instructions based upon assumptions via K1 versus CR1. We are so grateful that you are here to guide us and help avoid the roadblocks. My band says I listen to you more than him. Well, Denise, you need to let your band relax and kick back in Nigeria and enjoy his vacation that's left there. Because soon he's going to be with you in the USA. Okay? And I have saved so many people from going down the wrong road in this K1 visa process and the spousal visa too. I saved a lady whose husband was in South Africa. Okay? He was in South Africa. And she was being told by the NVC that her visa was being denied. Okay? Because of her income went down for that year. So I said, do you have a house? How many cars do you have? How much money you got in the bank? And I'm not being nosy. I'm trying to be helpful to help her save her visa. She said, I got 50 grand in the bank. My house is paid for. I just bought a new house. And I got 2 cars. And one of them is I think she said it was a Ford Explorer that was paid for. I said, add up those assets. What's the value? She was like, I don't know, $450,000, $500,000, whatever. I said, okay, upload, go to a real estate agent, have him print the value of your house, have him sign off on it. Get a Kelley Blue Book value on your car, and then get a copy of your bank statement showing you got 50 grand in the bank. She did those 3 things. I said, upload those to the NVC. Upload them, because this was a spousal visa. I said, and normally you'd carry this information to the embassy interview, but she had to upload it. So she uploaded it. She uploaded the assets of her house. She uploaded her bank statement, and she uploaded the car value. Right? 2 weeks later, her visa was on the way to the South African embassy in Cape Town. And her husband's visa got approved because of her assets. And he got his visa, and they got reunited. Now, if she hadn't been on this channel, she would not have known how to do that. Okay? And she would have surrendered to NVC. She would have waved the white flag. I surrender. Okay, go ahead, block my visa. No, I didn't let her throw in the towel. I did not let her quit. I wouldn't let her quit. When her husband arrived at JFK Airport in New York, in Queens, the first person that got notified of his arrival was me in the Facebook thing. I got in the messenger. She sent me all these pictures and a little voicemail thing. Yeah, thank you. I'm like, so now they're happy. They're here. But Denise, hang in there, Denise. Okay, we're gonna get you through this visa. Let me see, entertainment. I can't pronounce the first name, but entertainment is your second name. If my son is living with me, is that okay if I add his income with mine without mentioning as a sponsor? No, you cannot combine income. You can't do that. You cannot combine income. Cannot do that. Can't do that. Mage Diesis, thank you. His salary adding with my income. Can't do it. Can't do it. You got to have a joint sponsor. You cannot combine income. Don't do that. You're going to get in a nasty mess with immigration. They want to see your tax return, okay, and your tax return will not show his income. It's not going to show it. So how are you going to explain that? Match the assets. The value of the property currently is around 600,000. Loan was around 400,000. So you got 200,000 in assets. That's what you're going to put on the I-134. Okay, you're good. That's a lot of money. So you'll be good. But you got to put down the value, that what you have, the equity, not the loan, the equity. Kinza Zhang, my fiance visa is saying immigrant visa is immigrant visa. It's an immigrant visa. I still didn't receive the invoice number. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You need to process it as an immigrant visa. I've explained it before, but it's a non-immigrant visa because it's a temporary visa, K1. But it gets processed as an immigrant visa, even though technically it's not. So if you go into the non-immigrant visa section, you won't find it. You'll find B2, B1, F1, F2. You'll find all these visas, but you won't find the K1. You have to go into the non-immigrant visa section. Let's see. Curly Locks. Is it better to get tax transcripts electronically or for them to send you by mail? Doesn't matter. Either way. As long as you get them. Doesn't matter how you get them, just get them. Contain this. Thank you, Whoop Slap. Major diastasis. If annual income is around 90K for 2 dependents plus fiance, maybe no need to include house. Not required. Don't need to. Annual income is sufficient, so you don't have to include your assets. You're right. Let me see. Janiela James. Hey, Diego. A friend of mine sent in her hubby thing, and only thing she sent in was marriage certificate and pics together of the wedding. What? Janiela James. So your friend of mine submitted, so that's the adjustment of status paperwork you're talking about? And all they submitted was a marriage certificate and a few pictures? Well, my prediction is that person is going to get an RFE. Seriously. Okay, guys, I've been talking for an hour and 21 minutes. Thank you guys for the super chats. You are greatly appreciated, and I hope you learned something today. I changed the direction of the camera, so I got to remember you guys are over here now and not over here. Okay, so I'm going to go and check out. I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm getting hungry, but I can't remember what day is it today. September 30th. I can't even remember what day it is, guys. So Saturday. So I'll be back on Monday at 7 p.m. Okay, unless I'm in Bogota, Colombia. I'm just kidding. Oh, you're over here. I'm just kidding, guys. Tina, wait a second. Janiela James. Yes, adjustment of status to show proof they live together. That sounds like a pretty weak adjustment of status paperwork. It's like pretty weak. Pretty weak. Tina, is it okay to go to the Social Security office after my fiance arrives and apply for a Social Security number before his I-94 expires? Yes, you can do that. But you got to bring your marriage certificate with you. You got to bring the marriage certificate that you guys got married. You got to bring the K1 visa, the passport, and your sponsor needs to come with you with his passport and get your Social Security number early. You can get it done quicker that way. Mr. Entertainment, do I have to go to court and ask for a marriage what? Marriage allowance. Do I have to go to court and ask for a marriage allowance? Ask me that again. I don't understand the question. Major Diaz's. Oh, look at that. Another super chat. Thank you, Major Diaz's. Thank you. Yeah, you don't have to, Major, you don't have to include your assets on your I-134, okay? You're good. Your income's more than sufficient. Don't worry about your assets. You don't have to include them. But Mr. Entertainment, I need for you to ask me that question so I can understand it a little better. Major Diaz's, what should we write on the intent to provide specific contributions? Okay, that's easy. However much money you make in a year, so you said $90,000, that's how much you're going to put as intent to contribute. You guys are getting married. Okay, you're going to be married to each other. So you're going to contribute 100% of your income to your beneficiary, which is what? $90,000. Okay? Got it? Whoop slap, not for Social Security number, Diego. Major Diaz, Salamat, Diego. Filling up my I-134 now. Okay, Salamat. Mabuti. See, is that correct? Denise Jefferson, Diego, did you start earlier than 6 Mountain Time? Yeah, I started like 10 minutes earlier. I had like 5-6 people waiting, Denise. I had like 6 people waiting. And I'm not going to keep you guys waiting. If you know what I do is I set up the live stream, I schedule it, okay, for 7 o'clock, okay, which is what, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Miami time, 5 p.m. LA time. I schedule it. And then if I get a bunch of people waiting to watch the show start, I'm just going to go live. I'm not going to get, You have to wait for USCIS. You have to wait for the NBC. You have to wait for the embassy. So if I connect the show and get it scheduled to go, and I get a bunch of people waiting, I'm just going to go live. Salamat is thank you. Yes, in Tagalog. And you say, I say, kumusta ka, right? Let me see. How long does that take? Whoop slap. Okay, whoop slap, Tina, everybody is all chatting with each other. I'll keep talking for a little bit longer because, as long as you want me to hang around. Now, did you notice my look right here? That's my fire alarm. I'm getting a new one put in. I'm getting a new one. I tried to fix it myself. That was a mistake. Mr. Entertainment, high five. Look at you. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Mountain Dew money. The kitty is filling up with Mountain Dew money thanks to you guys. Full circle. 1 hour with Diego ends too quick. I'll keep talking. You guys don't want me to leave? I'll stick around a bit longer, okay? But I'm getting hungry. But I got to get a fire alarm put in. Look at that. So you can see it, But I changed the angle of the camera. Normally I'm over here. Now I'm over here. But it makes it a little different, So, but I appreciate you guys taking time to hang out with me. And John K says, stick around. Okay, come on. I'm going to stick around a bit longer. I'll keep talking. It's a Saturday, right? Tomorrow's Sunday. You can sleep in tomorrow. And Whoops Life is talking with Tina. Life in North Carolina. Yes, I know what Salamat is. As my Manila fiance is teaching me Tagalog. When I was in the Navy, my friend was from the Philippines, Mr. Fajota. Okay, Mr. Fajota, one of my good friends, was highly intelligent with computers. I mean, this man knew computers inside and out, and he was teaching me Tagalog. That one, we're going back 30 years. 35 years. But you know what? We're still friends. We're still in touch with each other. We still talk to each other. And we've been friends for 40 years. When you're in the military, you kind of don't lose touch with some of your closest allies. Angel Tate. Don't suppose I don't take my fiance's last name when we get married. You don't have to. Do I have an option to add his last name in the future? Okay, you can do that if you want to, but why not just take his last name now and save all the headaches when you go for U.S. citizenship? If you take his last name in the future, you're going to have to redo all your paperwork for your U.S. citizenship. You're going to have to redo all your paperwork for this and for that and for this and for your social security card and for your driver's license and this and the title to the car. Just take his last name now. Okay, just do it now and get your name on all the paperwork. So then you're good. And then when you apply for citizenship, you don't have to redo anything. You don't have to battle immigration. Why did you change your name? Right? Just do it now. Denise Jefferson, Diego, my band's mom is 85 and he is the primary caretaker. Can I apply for her as a family member via mother-in-law after we marry? Or do we have to wait for the 3-year citizenship? No, you can apply. You can petition. No problem. You can petition when I would get him here first, get married, get all that done, get all that paperwork done first. Okay? And then apply for the mom. I could apply for Karina's mom to come here from Venezuela, but I would have maxed out all my petitions. You remember, this is my second K1 visa. So I've maxed out what I can do. When Karina gets here, then when she becomes a citizen, then she can apply for her mom, and I'll be behind her 100%. Okay, we got plenty of room, but I can't do it because I've maxed out my number of petitions I can use. Karina will be starting off new as an American citizen, so she will have 0 people to claim as previous dependents. And so Denise, go ahead. You can do it now. And Life in North Carolina says hello. Angel Tate, take the last name now, please. Save yourself a headache. Trust me, it will save you a massive headache with immigration in the future. Mr. Entertainment, do I need to fill the intent to marry in the court to send my? No, you're having problems with English. If you do you speak Spanish, write it in Spanish. Do I need to fill the? No, you fill out. You write the letter of intent to get married. Doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be notarized by a court. Doesn't have to. You write a letter of intent to get married. You promise immigration you're going to get married within 90 days, that you're free and legally able to marry each other, and that you are a U.S. citizen or whatever country. Okay, you don't need to go through a court to do that. You write it yourself on the computer. Bucky A. Hello, Diego. Is the invoice number is the same with the case number? No. The case number is going to have 3 letters in front of it. Okay. The case number, like for Colombia, case number BGT is Bogota. Woo-hoo, Bogota, my home away from home. So my case number is BGT. Denise Jefferson, look at you. Man, high five, Denise. Thank you for that massive super chat. You are the #1 channel supporter. Denise says, the information received here is priceless. Let someone else hire an attorney. We are on the Ross train. Come on. Yeah, Denise, you're on the Ross train. Diego Ross is going to get you through this process. You know, don't pay an immigration attorney $4,000 to do your K1 visa. Don't do it. I got 600 videos on this channel that you can look through that will teach you how to do a K1 visa for free. You just need your time. You could be laying in bed with your pillow behind your head, watching the channel, watching the YouTube video I made for you guys on how to do a K1 visa, how to fill out a letter of intent to get married, the process for the immigration entering the United States. I've made a video covering every single possibility that could ever happen in a K1 visa. Plus, I do the live stream. So you can ask me questions in real time instead of having to wait. And Janice, thank you for that fantastic super chat. Thank you. Yeah, Denise, you can petition your Ben for Ben's mom. No problem. You can do it. No problem. And Mr. Entertainment, fill out your letter of intent to get married at home on a computer. Don't go to a courthouse. Bucky I, the invoice number is not the same as the case number. No, the case number identifies the embassy, BGT, and a number, Bogota. Let me see, RDJ, Rio de Janeiro, for Brazil. Let me see here. GS, hey Diego, good to see you. Happy October. Now, GS, it's like what? 2:30 and 1:30 in the morning in London right now, and you got up to watch the live stream. I'm going to have to do a live stream like early in the morning when my friends in England are like in the middle of the day. So you don't have to be like, it's 2:26 in the morning. GS. Hopefully you got a box of Jaffa cakes there with you. Eat some Jaffa cakes and watch the show. The folks asked me to continue the live stream. They don't want me to leave, so I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. Y'all going to get your K1 visa, guys. You guys are going to get your K1 visas. You're going to get them. You just got to be patient, all right? Look what happened to us, Karina and I. It took 407 days to go from NOA 1 to NOA 2. It took 115 days to go from NOA 2 to case number, okay? And now it took 2 days after that to go into transit, all right? But remember, I sent an email to the MVC telling them that they were telling stories about Bogota being closed because of COVID. I said, you guys are telling a big story. Don't be doing that. Not to me. And boom, 2 days later, our visa's on a plane going to Bogota. One day it's closed because of COVID, according to them. The next day it's on a plane going to Colombia. See what I'm saying? To the person that messaged me, the embassy in Monrovia, Liberia is open. They are not closed because of COVID. They are not closed. They're open. Okay? And GS is drinking a Coke and drinking a coffee. Well, that's a heck of a combination right there, GS. Now I know the British, they like their ketchup sandwiches, they like their chip buddy sandwiches and their bacon sandwiches. I know that, but I didn't know that they have Coke and coffee together. That's new on me. But in the South, here in Florida, they put peanuts in Coca-Cola. So they got their ways of doing things here also. John K., your live stream is my Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. Diego, there you go. I'm here for you guys, okay? And different cups. So GS, you got Coke in one cup, and you got coffee in another cup. Now, is this coffee Colombian coffee, Brazilian coffee? Where'd you get the coffee from? Where did you buy it? Because what I'm going to do, when I was in Colombia, German coffee. Okay, that sounds good. When I was in Colombia, I met with some Colombian coffee producers, and I met with some Colombian farmers, and they found out I was an American, and they're like, "Man, you are American way out here in the middle of nowhere in Colombia?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Korean and I. We wanted to check out the coffee farm in Chowachi. I wanted to check out a coffee farm." And they gave me all this free coffee and stuff because I'm an American, and they never met an American, I guess. And they said if I start a coffee company in the United States to distribute coffee, they wanted to be the source. And I said, "Hey, that's a heck of an idea." And Karina's like, "Yeah, Diego, that's a good idea." Now, Karina, my prometida, she's a capitalist, conservative entrepreneur, so she's already planning a coffee distribution company with me. She's planning a cake company. She wants to make cakes. Okay, she likes to do that. So we got a lot of things in the works, but we got to get her visa first. So GS is drinking Coke and coffee in different cups, and it's German coffee. Angel Tate, the average processing time changed from 16.5 to 16 months. Angel Tate, you're correct. But let me tell you what the real processing time is. 11 to 12 months. That's the real processing time. You're looking at an algorithm that immigration generates, okay? Artificial intelligence. Here, there's no AI, okay? This is real intelligence right here. It's 11 months to process a K1 from NOA1 to NOA2. Tina, Diego, my fiance and I are getting our marriage license the same day we get married. Okay? How can we apply for a social security number for him before his I-94 expires? Well, first, you got to print the I-94. You got to print it. Got to have it. Got to prove you got it. And then when you get the I-94 printed, you get a copy of your K-1 visa, the marriage certificate, your passport, and your sponsor's passport. So you got the American passport, you got the foreign citizen passport, you got the K-1 visa, you got the I-94, and the marriage certificate. And you put those in a folder, and you jump in your car, and you go to the Social Security Office administration. I don't know if you have to make an appointment. I mean, you could probably just go in and show up and take a number and sit down. Go speak to a Social Security administrator, officer, official. Show them all your documentation and say, "I want my Social Security number, please." And they'll process it. But you got to do it within 90 days. If you wait past 90 days, then it's forever. You take forever to wait to get your Social Security number. Okay, Tina. GS, Karina should make coffee and walnut cake. Yeah, she can. Karina makes all kinds of different cakes. She's a master cake designer. She not only makes them, she designs them. So what I'll do is I'll put a website together for her. She'll make all the cakes. I'll put a website together, take pictures of them, and post them online. And if people want them, I mean, it's going to be local. It's going to be in the barrio, in the pueblo. It's not going to be like mailing cakes to people, but make a little website, and then she can have a little business going right here in town. The next door neighbor's kid has a birthday. She could make a Venezuelan Colombian cake for the kid. I mean, what a great idea that is, And now I've got friends in Chowachi and in the coffee district or the cafeteria, Vivencia, I think it is, in Colombia, Central Colombia. They want me to start distributing their coffee. Oh, well, I got nothing else better to do. I'm a real estate agent, and I work out of the house primarily, so why not? So that's a good idea, GS. Karina will make cake. She makes all kinds of cakes. GS, your wedding cake will be awesome. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that. Good night, Diego, and huge thanks. You're welcome, GS. Thanks for dropping in 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning from England, from London. We appreciate you stopping by. I mean, it's very late for you. Go watch Coronation Street or something and relax. Was it Crossroads? What TV shows do you watch? Coronation Street, Crossroads. I remember in what was it, Emmerdale Farm? I remember that as a TV show. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Denise, thank you for that super chat, Denise. Thank you. I'll be back. Maybe I'm going to go see my brother tomorrow. I'm going to go hang out with my brother. He started a YouTube channel. He saw me doing a YouTube channel. Now he's got a YouTube channel. I helped him put it together. He needs my help. And his YouTube channel is about movies. He's a movie buff. For 30 years he's been reviewing movies, and now he's doing it on YouTube. So I'm gonna go help him tomorrow with his YouTube channel. But thanks, guys. I will see you all. I'll do a live stream maybe Monday in the morning. Okay, but I'll be back Monday night, 7 p.m. Thanks, guys. Hang in there and be patient. Okay, be patient.